better than you, man.
Day 4 turns out to be maybe the most fun table I've ever had. And unfortunately, it's the day we're leaving town, but finally had somebody that was willing to say something about the hair. Shout out to my guy AK, made the table super fun. We're playing double board PLO bomb pots at dealer changes. We're playing big pots, having fun, just tables talking, having a good time. This is why you come to Vegas during the series, just to chill, hang out, and enjoy a group like that. Let me start off by telling you that I can count on one hand the number of hours I've spent studying PLO. It's a very fun game, but not one that I'm very confident in. This is the very first hand that I get involved in just shortly after sitting down and revealing that no, this is not, in fact, my real hair. We have a fairly mediocre PLO hand, but the flops are decently kind to us, giving us a pair on the top board and a flush draw on the bottom. There's a bet behind me for $50 into 135, and I make the call along with 2 other opponents. We go 4 ways to the turn. I hit 2 pair on the top board, and I check again, and the action checks through. I'm a little bit surprised by this.
Checks through?
The flush comes in on the river, but pairs the board, and I have a bad 2 pair on top.
Check it again. I have pretty good hands, but I don't know how to play this game. I've got a flush and 2 pair. Is that anything?
I got 2 pair on top.
Kings and 6s on top.
I think we chop with him.
Kings and 5s on top. He got
Okay, king 6.
King 6.
Yeah, me and you chop the top.
Okay, sounds good.
Good job, man.
Yeah.
And we chop it up. Feel free to tell me I played that one terribly. I don't really know what I'm doing. PLO's a lot of fun, but like I said, not a game I have a ton of experience with. I'm in the small blind for this hand, and this is normally a spot where I would 3-bet. That said, my opponent who opened from the cutoff is playing on a shorter stack, and so I don't really want to play for stacks. For that reason, I'm going to go ahead and call pre-flop. Yes, I'm allowing the big blind to possibly come along, but I'm going to play this one kind of passively and cautiously and just be willing to do a lot of checking. So I check on a board where we have second pair. He bets 25, and I make the call. We go to the turn. I'm going to check it again. He's going to continue for $50 this time on a 9 of spades. I think my opponent can have us beat. He can also just have some overcards. The 9 doesn't change a whole lot unless he had King 10 or 10-8. Either way, neither of those seem particularly likely, so I'm going to go ahead and make the call here once again. We're headed to the river, which is the 4 of diamonds. So the 4 of diamonds, again, not changing much. I'm going to check it over to him, and I expect that if he has a queen, he's probably going to go for a decent value bet. He bets $125. Kind of an interesting spot, but I feel like there's enough that I'm beating that I can throw it in. He's going to have some bluffs, some overcards, some ace-kings, some flush draws. I'm going to lose a fair amount here, but I think I need to call at some frequency. I make the call, and it turns out we're right. We are scooping this pot. He had the bluff and mucks it. All right, I filmed this PLO hand about as well as a drunk chimpanzee with one of those like giant 90s news outlet-sized video cameras that required a VHS tape. So I've put the graphic down there in the left-hand corner. We got a pair of kings, and we have them suited in diamonds. I bet 65 on the flop when I flop top set and an open-ender. And it goes to my opponent, who makes the call, and then the player behind announces an all-in jam. Now, obviously, this is PLO. We can't do that. So it becomes a pot-sized bet, and then it's back on me, and I'm going to also announce a pot-sized bet, to which the player behind who initially made the call decides, all right, they're going with it as well, and they make the call. Now we are all in 3 ways and headed to a run-out. All right. Got that one.
Second one.
Did I get that one? No, he had it straight, right? No, 2 pair?
Oh, yeah, flush one.
Oh, okay, flush. So I got the top.
You and her chop.
Okay.
She in the bottom.
Nice hand, nice hand. People often ask me if being a poker vlogger ever changes the way that you play. Well, let me give you an example. So I'm on the button here. I opened at $15 when it folds to me, and the big blind makes the call. We go to the flop where I flop top 2, and I bet 15. He makes the call again. I forgot my camera wasn't running and realized it in between. Well, he's calling on the flop. So I go ahead and hit the record button. He notices it. So now we go to the turn, which doesn't really change anything on a 7, and I bet $35. He says, I probably shouldn't call you. I saw you just turn your camera on.
It's like one of your stories where they see the nuts in the car. I watch you turn on the video and I call it.
A 7 comes on the river. I make a $75 bet.
75.
Alright.
Alright, pretty good flop. I did turn it on for a reason. You read it. The ace.
You read the book. I had ace queen. Hunter, how you don't have a nuts? I don't know why I pay you. Turns this video on.
Sorry, man.
These PLO double over bomb pots are like crack. They're so much fun, but they're really addicting, and I don't know if I can stop them. I get a pair of 5s in my trash hand, but I do flop middle set on the bottom board, so I'm going to go ahead and continue here. I check and then call. My hand shrivels up quickly on the turn, as I only have a pair of 5s on top. I have a set on the bottom, but a flush comes in. So now my hand's pretty bad. It checks through, so we're going to see the river. The river doesn't really change anything, so now we're looking at a hand that mostly sucks. Maybe there's a chance that we win. We're going to go ahead and check it through and then announce what we have and see if it's any good. Well, on the board I've officially lost, so my only chance now is to convince the dealer that a pair of 5s is the best hand out there.
9-7 on the top.
I got a pair of 5s on the top.
I got pair A's on the
Yeah, but I got a pair of 5s.
You and me top the box.
All right, shuffle.
To show you how bad I am at PLO, here's a hand where I have pocket 10s, which is an overpair to the top board, and I have a flush draw on the bottom. The flush draw ends up coming in, but I know it's really weak, so I'm not going to fold it right away, but I don't expect it to be good very often. On the top board, I have an overpair, so I have like a really medium hand. I call on the flop, and then it goes check, check the whole way through. We end up making a flush, and I don't even realize that I have a straight on top. I feel really stupid. Definitely should have bet for value, but didn't even realize what my hand was.
I have a flush on the bottom, but it's not very good. Oh, wait. I have a straight on top.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I didn't even realize I had it until now.
It's all you.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to slow roll. I literally didn't think I had anything on
Yeah,
top.
straight on top of the flush on the bottom.
I would have bet if I had known that. I thought I just had a bad flush.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing that.
All right, another fun PLO hand. I get dealt pocket queens this time, and I flop an overpair on the top and a set on the bottom, so I'm definitely continuing. I bet $50, and I'm going to get several players to call. We head to the turn, which doesn't change a whole lot. It adds a jack, so we still have an overpair on the top, and it gives us a boat on the bottom, so now we almost certainly have the best hand. We didn't get raised on the flop. Somebody with aces probably going to be raising. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bet this one again. I bet $150 this time, and I still get a couple of players to call. So now we are headed to the river. The river is a 6, giving us 2 pair on the top board, so not a super strong hand, but definitely one that might win. And we still have our boat on top. That's not going to change with the run out. I bet $450 on this river. Can I get a caller? No, I can't. Everybody folds. That's all right. We're still scooping in a nice big pot here. All right, this is a weird spot, you guys, and I almost didn't include it because it's so strange. Here's what happened. In my mind, this opponent had $400 behind. He opens at 20 bucks. I 3-bet him to 60 with ace-jack. He announces an all-in. I'm going to let it play out from here. You tell me if this was okay or not. I just went with what the dealer said. I don't know. This felt like a really weird spot, but I was trying to give him action. I just kind of realized once he was short-stacked that, hey, maybe I'm supposed to be making this call here.
All in. End of the heater. All right, it wasn't that good. Nice bet, sir. Oh, wait. Where am I at? Have I officially folded? I didn't realize how much he had.
So once you have not let go of your hand.
I have not let go?
It's head up. It's heads up.
I apologize. I wasn't trying to pump fake you. I thought you had more money. Are we at 200? Is that where we're at? All right, man. We'll go. Let's run it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, disaster. Nice hand, man. Nice hand.
I think if this happens again in the future and I'm in the process of folding, I'll either fold or just like ask the opponent what they want. It doesn't feel like a spot where I should be just pulling it back and making the call. I don't normally say that I'm happy to see somebody else take the pot down, but in this case, I'm actually glad that he did. I think I would have felt pretty crummy if I had won this one.